The MENA RLCS scene has been in absolute chaos this past week. The two top teams from last season's RLCS World Championship have completely disbanded by RLCS standards, and the top of the scene is shuffling as we speak. The one thing we know for sure is who the best team in the region is going to be. Team Falcons. They dropped two of their three players, Ahmad and Nupo, the latter of which they just recently picked up after the season had ended and who only played in Gamers 8 and some local tournaments, and instead in their place have picked up Rawas and Killers, the twins. They are teaming up with TRK, a longtime favorite of Team Falcons, and they're likely going to be unstoppable. Perhaps the only player up to those three's level is Nupo, who it was a surprise to see dropped from Team Falcons again so recently after getting picked up and not a month after winning the Saudi E-Leagues too. That's right, not only were Team Falcons still playing with Ahmad and Nupo a month ago at the Saudi E-League Season 2, they won the whole tournament with them. They were playing against Rule 1, they beat Rule 1 which had the twins on it, and yet still they're getting dropped for the twins. And it's not a completely crazy decision, these are two of the best players in the region, but it's almost like they're dropping a potential Zen for two other players of similar caliber. An important note is that Team Falcons has released an official statement that mentions that Nupo was removed from the main roster in part due to some personal circumstances that don't allow him to attend LANs outside the country. And there have been some leaks and rumors that it is a personal medical situation, so I'm not going to comment on it more than to say it's unfortunate for Nupo if he can't travel internationally, and I hope that he can in the future, because I think that he definitely could be making these international LANs, and if that's what's keeping him from being on a top squad like Falcons, it's really unfortunate. That said, this leaves things shaken up. Rule 1 no longer has a team. Not only did they drop the twins, they've also dropped Mosin, leaving them with just their coach and sub signed as of now. We'll have to see who they pick up. It could be a swap situation where they pick up Nupo Ahmad and find a third. Who's to say? But that said, the top of the scene could have trickle effects down the line. There are other teams that have been in contention for events. For example, Twisted Minds made the main event at the World Championship. Not a bad team at all. Right now, Senzo, SMW, and Venom have stuck together. Perhaps they pick up Nupo, or at least try. There are teams coming up out of the woodwork in MENA. GK Esports beat Rule 1 recently in that same event I was talking about earlier. Nader, O Vampires, Suspect. These are all players that could have a domino effect of roster moves if Nupo and Ahmad don't stick together and instead join these different teams. There's other orgs like Vision Esports as well. All these teams have full squads of 3, but because the RLCS season has not started yet, I think we're likely to see a huge effect on their scene that could play out over the next couple months. That said, it is a massive win for Team Falcons. I do think this solidifies them as the best team in the region and the team most likely to perhaps get far or even win a LAN. Just last spring, we saw Rule 1 get a top 4 at the spring major. It's never going to be easy, especially with the way Europe and North America have seemingly stacked their own super teams together. But I think if there ever was a time for Middle East to win an RLCS LAN, it is likely with these 3. I think they can do a lot of damage, and we'll have to see how they fare in the upcoming RLCS season. Let me know in the comments what you think of this move. Do you think Team Falcons just had the biggest brain idea of all time, or is this a huge mistake dropping Nupo? Big risk either way, keeping him, dropping him. I think it's a major decision point, and I'm curious to see what are your thoughts. So let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.